So let us see where do we have to finish till rock cycle, and then we're gonna start with lesson 3, that is the classes of rock. Okay. So page by page, please look into it. Yesterday we have studied the difference between the metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous rock. I told you, but I did not say you the examples. I told you about extrusive and intrusive. The major example, what you have to know about igneous rock is granite, girls. Remember that. The name is granite, and please highlight. Please highlight.
Where?
Page 159. You need to take page 159 and highlight the granite shown here is cooled slowly and is made of large crystals. When I say large crystals, the intrusive rock will be formed by large crystals. Intrusive means inside, girls, which form because of magma, which form because of what you call as lava, that is extrusive rock. They did not give you the example, it is basalt. So the example of igneous rock, you can remember as granite. Okay, the example of sedimentary rock, I told you many examples yesterday. I told you about coal. I told you about sandstone. See, sandstone. So again, highlight the examples here. It's sandstone. The rock shown here, because of sand, deposition of sand, it becomes sandstone. And then we have limestone. It's made of calcium carbonate. I said that when you go to those old kind of homes, you stand nearby, all the white color comes on your abaya or something. That is nothing but limestone, which is not oil painted. Before the paint, the limestone is the last layer which is done. And metamorphic, remember, gneiss. So here they said, fill in the chart, compare sedimentary, igneous, metamorphic. This is called by a hot magma or lava to cool. Sedimentary is by dead plants and animals and sediments, weathering and erosion of igneous rocks. And metamorphic is nothing but by high heat and high pressure. This is what we have done yesterday, girls. Finally, I explained you the rock cycle. I told you how it goes down and how, because of weathering, it changed to igneous, changed to sedimentary, and then sedimentary changed to metamorphic, and then come back to igneous. This is what we have learned yesterday. So the last thing what we did not learn here was the last page, that is called the uplift and subsidence. There are two types by moving rock up or down. Tectonic plate motion after the rock cycle. There are two types of vertical movements in earth crust, uplift and subsidence. Uplift is the rising of the regions of the crust to higher elevations. It rises up. Uplift increases the rate of erosion of rock. Subsidence is the sinking of regions. When something comes up, it is called uplift. When it is sinking the region, it is called as lower elevations. So subsidence leads to the formation of basins where the sediments can be deposited. Uplift is you will see the rock higher. That's what they have shown you here. This is the upper rigid mantle. This is the continental crust. And see how later it became the uplift, how it rose up and how this moved down. So this is the uplift. One which is up is uplift, and this is which is going down is called the subsidence. A rift zone is an area where a set of deep cracks form. Rift zones are common between tectonic plates. In rift zone is an area where you will have both. Like this whole thing is called the rift zone. See? Do you see here? They told you this whole thing is called the rift zone. The area common between tectonic plates that are pulling apart. As they pull apart, block of crust in the center of the rift zone subside and the pressure on the buried rocks is reduced. The reduction in the pressure allows the rock below its surface to rise up. As the rock rises up, it undergoes partial melting and form magma. I'm going very fast because what you need to know is only the definition of the uplift and residence, and later you need to know perfectly about the rock cycle, which you have understood yesterday. So who will say me, when sediment is pressed together and cemented, the sediments become which rock, girls? When the sediment is pressed together and cemented, Which rock is formed? Yes, Judy? They are pressed together, cemented with the fossils. Which rock is formed? Judy, are you there?
Yes.
So tell me which rock is formed. When these sediments, they are pressed together and cemented.
Yes.
Sedimentary. Okay. Zishan, when the lava cools and solidify, which rock is formed?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, which one? What is the name of the rock? Magma cools and everything. I was saying you from 2 days.
Igneous.
Igneous rock. Igneous rock is formed by magma when it cools. And that changed to metamorphic, that changed to sedimentary also. By igneous, by weathering and deposition, changed to sedimentary. Sedimentary by melting and cooling, form igneous. Everything by melting and cooling, it form igneous actually. That was lesson 2. Now let us go to lesson 3, that is 3 classes of rocks. What are the vocabulary terms? Please read it loud, Yazishan.
Rock, texture, composition.
Composition. And what are we going to learn in this lesson? In the lesson that is the classes of rock, we should be able to describe the formation and classification of sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. The rock, what is a rock? We need to know the composition. What does this rock contains inside? Means we are going to more study about the texture and more in detail about these kind of rocks. Better I play the video of it, girls. That's it. And you will be learning the names of the rocks in this one.
To figure out the types of rocks she saw and how they formed. It might
Girls,
seem
are you able
strange
to
that
hear
someone
it?
would like to take pictures of rocks. But to some people, like geologists, rocks help to tell a story and indicate the history of an area. Let's take a look at some of the rocks Trang found on her last trip. We can begin to see how rocks form and how they tell their stories. When done, click the next button to begin your discovery. Welcome to the lesson, The 3 Classes of Rock. In this lesson, you'll learn how to describe the 3 major classes of rock. The vocabulary words for this lesson are rock, composition, and texture. Click each word to learn more about it. This obelisk was carved more than 3,300 years ago. The carved symbols are still as clear today as they were when they were carved. Some rocks, like the granite this obelisk is made of, can withstand centuries of exposure to weather.
You have a rock cycle again with the name of the examples. If you want, you can take a picture of this. Igneous rocks have granite and basalt. Sediment have sandstone, mudstone, clay, or you can say sandstone, limestone, coal, shale. These are the example of sedimentary rocks. Whereas metamorphic rocks have example like slate, gneiss, schist. It's very important. I'm going to ask you in multiple choice, like granite belongs to which kind of rock? So you will say igneous. Or limestone is an example of which kind of rock? So you need to say sedimentary, or you need to, choose a sedimentary. And similarly, metamorphic. You need to know the examples of these. You need to memorize the names of these igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rockers.
Rock is buried deep underground. These porphyry rocks form in layers, such as those seen here in the Grand Canyon. Other rocks of any type.
Talking about sedimentary rock, you need to know I'm talking about all sand, mud, clay, and fossils. All these, they are compacted and cemented. These words, girls, again and again, until grade 10, you're going to use. Whenever you say about sedimentary rock, you have to use these words. They get compacted layer upon layer. And then when you press something, how they stick together and form cemented, and it's nothing but sedimentary rock. Examples, again, I say use sandstone, shale, limestone, coal, rock salt.
Type can weather or break down and form sediment that may eventually form sedimentary rock.
And after you apply heat and pressure, it's going to form metamorphic rocks.
Metamorphic rocks form when any type of rock undergoes a transformation due to high temperatures or pressures without completely melting. Many metamorphic rocks form during mountain building or as rock is buried deep underground. These processes can involve large increases in temperature, pressure, or both. Metamorphic rocks may also form near bodies of magma underground, which greatly increase the temperature of the surrounding rock and cause it to metamorphose.
Next.
Different processes form different rock types. Drag and drop the correct process to the rock type on the rock cycle diagram.
Okay, Zishan. Now, first question is for you. What do I need to do igneous rock? Or tell me, where should I put heat and pressure? When is heat and pressure? In which type of rock you need heat and pressure? Is it igneous or sedimentary or metamorphic? Heat and pressure, girls. Yes, Judy or Noor?
Yes.
Anyone can answer this question. Majduleen, Dana, where should I apply high heat and high pressure? To which kind of rock? No one knows the answer? Judy, do you want to try?
Okay.
Tell me, heat and pressure. Which rock? Did I say to apply heat and pressure to igneous or to sedimentary or to metamorphic? Please choose one here, Judy. If you don't know, choose randomly, but at least say the answer. Igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Noor. Which rock?
Yes.
High heat and high pressure. This is the basic how the rock is formed. It's metamorphic rock. When you apply high heat and high pressure to a rock, it forms metamorphic rock. Okay, next question. Which rock melts? What melts to form igneous rock, girls? Here in these things, what melts to form igneous rock? How is igneous rock formed?
Metamorphic rocks melt into magma.
Please be loud.
Metamorphic rocks melt into magma.
Okay, metamorphic rock change to magma. Magma melts, correct? I'll put here, magma melts to form igneous rock. Now, what happened to igneous rock to form sediments? The igneous rock, what should happen to the igneous big rock to form sediments, to form small rocks? Shall it solidify,
Weathers,
cement, or weather?
weathers, and
Weather
erodes.
and erodes. Very good. That's only like one girl. Girls, this is the most important thing. They weather and erode. Why is it not coming? Ugh. Solidify first, and then it's
And cement is sedimentary.
sedimentary rock cements. Weatherier. It forms sand, mud by weathering and erosion. After
Great work.
solidifies.
Igneous rock forms when rock melts.
Let's at least ask me if you don't get it. I told you, magma melts to form igneous rock. Igneous rock is formed when it solidifies, when it cools and becomes hard. Then
Voce ladi.
weathering and erosion, these sediments, they break down and then cemented, compacted by applying high heat or pressure, they form metamorphic rock. This is the whole cycle going on. Better, I'm going to give you a rock cycle and I will ask you all to explain tomorrow in my class. It's useless for me to go to other lesson if you don't know the rock cycle. Once again, those who don't know at all, listen to me. First of all, magma cools to form igneous rock. Magma melts and solidify, cool and become hard to form igneous rock. That, with the help of weathering and erosion, the sediments, they form sedimentary by cementing and compacting. Again, these igneous rock, they break by weathering and erosion, okay, which have sand, mud, clay, and they are cemented and compacted to form sedimentary rock. By applying high heat and pressure to both the igneous and sedimentary rock, this metamorphic rock is formed. Is this clear?
Yes.
That's it for today's class. Have a nice day, guys. Please prepare yourself for rock cycle. I'm asking you all to explain it. Understood?
Okay.
Have a nice day.